Let's be real here. I think most of us, when we started using AI, treated it like a magic 8 ball. You ask it a kind of vague question, you shake it up, and you hope for the best. And what you get back is, well, it's usually pretty generic, pretty hit or miss. We're treating prompting like we're just typing. But if you're consistently getting garbage answers, I've got news for you. The problem probably isn't the AI, it's how you're asking.
Okay, take a look at this. On the left, that's a wish. Give me some business ideas. It's a total shot in the dark. But on the right, that's a command with real intention. The difference isn't just a few extra words, it's a completely different way of thinking. A vague wish gets you a random grab bag of stuff you've already heard of. A strategic prompt, though, that forces the AI to put on its thinking cap and work within your rules, delivering ideas that are actually relevant and, actionable.
So yeah, this brings us right to the core of the problem. When you treat these incredibly powerful AIs like they're just a glorified search engine, you are guaranteed to get back something bland, uninspired, generic. And why is that? Well, it's pretty simple. The AI has no context, it has no goal, it has absolutely no idea what a good answer even looks like to you. I love this quote because it just nails it. Prompting is a genuine skill. It's the art of figuring out exactly what you want in your head and then translating that crystal clear intention into instructions a machine can actually follow. You gotta think of it as a new language of power, and believe me, the people who become fluent in it are going to have some serious leverage. And this right here is the mindset shift that changes everything. The goal isn't to just outsource your brain so you can get answers faster. AI doesn't kill thinking, it actually exposes your thinking. It's like a mirror. It reflects your own thought process right back at you, and it forces you to get super clear on what you actually want. A great prompt at the end of the day is just a reflection of a clear mind. Okay, so theory is great, but how do we actually do this? How do we go from just asking questions to actually architecting answers? Well, let's break down a super clear, repeatable framework you can use every single time to get amazing results. Here they are. These are the 5 building blocks of a killer prompt. First, you're going to assign a role. This gives the AI a persona, some expertise. Then you define the task, a really clear, actionable goal. After that, you provide context so the AI knows the background, the audience, the whole deal. Then, and this one's a game changer, you show it an example so it knows what good looks like. And finally, you specify the format so the result is structured exactly how you need it. So let's make this really concrete. For role, don't just say be a teacher. No, say act as a patient kindergarten teacher explaining nuclear fission to a frustrated parent. See the difference? For task, always kick it off with a strong action verb like analyze, generate, summarize. For context, just ask yourself, what crucial info is the AI missing? And for example, you can literally paste in a sample of what you like or just reference a known structure, like the STAR framework. Finally, with format, be a director. Tell it exactly how to stage the information. Present this as a table or use Markdown with bold headers. All right, now that we have the blueprint, let's get to the fun part. This is where we unlock AI's real power. We're going to turn it from a simple little task doer into a full-blown intellectual sparring partner. This is how you use AI to seriously sharpen your own thinking. Look, we all have them, right? Blind spots. Even the smartest people get tunnel vision and start relying on hidden assumptions. Well, this is where a beautifully crafted prompt becomes an incredible tool. You can use the AI to deliberately stress test your own ideas and shine a big bright light on what you might be missing. Okay, let's run a simulation. Here's a classic business scenario. Your company figures out how to cut production costs, and the leadership team wants to pass those savings on to the customer. The idea? Reduce prices by 10% to grab more market share. It sounds logical, right? I mean, who doesn't love lower prices? But what are we taking for granted here? And bam! By prompting the AI to find the hidden assumptions, it instantly flags the stuff we probably overlooked in our excitement. Like, is the market actually that price sensitive? What happens if our competitors just match our price cut, and now we're in a race to the bottom? And, oh yeah, will customers start to think our product is lower quality because it's cheaper? The key here isn't that the AI had an opinion. It's that it gave us a structured critique of our own thinking. Let's try another one. Picture this. A big, established bank is thinking about buying a hot new fintech startup to modernize its services. The board is excited. It seems like a total slam dunk. It's a shortcut to innovation, a way to get younger customers. What could go wrong? Well, what's the counter-argument? And check this out. Instead of just poking holes in the idea, the AI comes back with a completely different, totally compelling alternative strategy.
hey, what if you partner with multiple fintechs instead of buying just one? And then it lays out the case. Lower risk, more scalable, you save your cash, and you actually position yourself better in the market. Now that is a true intellectual sparring partner.
So we know AI can challenge our thinking and come up with new ideas. But what about when you're just stuck between two pretty solid options and you need to make a choice? Well, you can use AI to systematically map out all the trade-offs. By asking the AI to create a simple comparison table like this one, we force it to define the most important parts of the decision, things like cost, scalability, complexity, and even empathy. This structure just lays out all the trade-offs in a crystal clear way. And all of a sudden, it becomes way easier to see that maybe the best answer isn't option A or option B, but a smart mix of both. Okay, but what about the really big, gnarly problems? The ones where you can't possibly get the answer in a single prompt? Well, this is where a more advanced technique called prompt chaining comes in. And instead of writing one giant overloaded prompt, you break the problem down into a series of smaller, connected prompts. It's like having a conversation. So here's how it works in practice. Let's say you're creating a new client onboarding sequence. Instead of asking for the whole thing at once, you chain your prompts. You start with something foundational, like what are the core emotions new clients usually feel? Okay, great. Next prompt. Based on those emotions, give me a strategy to shift them from anxious to confident. Perfect. Then you ask it, now write the first email in the sequence that does exactly that. See? Each prompt builds on the last one, and you co-create a much more thoughtful solution, layer by layer. So what does all this add up to? When you put it all together, you start to see that mastering this skill isn't just a party trick for writing better emails. It really represents a fundamental shift in what creates professional value and leverage. Man, this analogy is just so powerful. For decades, the people who could really master the spreadsheet, the ones who could translate business logic into formulas, they became the decision makers. They built entire careers on Excel. Well, today, that critical interface is the simple prompt window, and the people who master it won't just be automating tasks, they'll be scaling their own strategic thinking. And that, right there, is the crucial point. A great prompter doesn't just get more work done faster. No, they produce better, more structured, and more insightful thinking. They use AI to build clarity, to challenge their own assumptions, and to explore possibilities with a kind of leverage that most people just can't access. So, as we wrap up, I want you to remember this. AI doesn't reward vague wishes. It rewards the clarity and the structure of your thought process. It's a mirror that reflects how well you can define what you truly want. So the real question isn't just what you're going to ask AI to do for you, it's how are you going to use it to scale your own thinking.